Let's give Claire a warm welcome. Yeah, Claire, what grade are you in?
Right now I'm in 4th, but I'm soon going to be in 5th.
That's good. I'm glad you know the future. That's perfect. Now, why are you excited to be here tonight?
Because I'm just excited.
Yeah. No other explanation. Now, I do believe, tell me the truth. Is it true that your dad has a ringside seat, but didn't get you guys ringside seats?
That is true, but it's because of his YouTube channel, okay? It's his YouTube, okay?
Her dad's an influencer. Let him go, guys.
What's up, everybody?
But your dad's awesome, right?
Yeah.
See, he's awesome. Yeah! Give it up for Claire. Thank you so much, Claire. High five. Yeah.
Believe that there are some people in this world that did not tune in to the Alliance Vlog podcast. Shame on you! Shame on you! My name is Ella Envy, and I'm one half of the NWA Women's World Tag Team Champion. And I'm Kitty Page, the other half of the NWA World Women's Tag Team Champion. And you better go listen to the Alliance Vlog, what is it called again? Podcast, period. Or you're ugly. Period. Power approved. Alright.
Hey guys, check this out. I am officially now sponsored by Dubby. Dubby is a clean energy drink made to give you focus with no crash. If you guys are like me, you're always needing a burst of energy, especially with one with no crash. Dubby contains vitamins, amino acids, a nootropic, and 150 milligrams of caffeine. It keeps me awake with no jitters, guys. Check it out. Merch link is in the bio. Dubby. What is up, party people? Welcome to the pre-party, a presentation of Alliance-Wrestling.com, your number one source for news and información para la National Wrestling Alliance. I don't know how to say that in Spanish. They haven't taught me that in Duolingo yet. What's up, everybody? I see so many of my friends already in the chat. It's going to be a glorious day. I see Mike is here. Jeremy is here. I kind of feel like Romper Room. Do you guys remember Romper Room? Steve G is here. Willie Bowen is here. James H. Jackson. Good to see ya. Man, what a great day. It's a Tuesday. It's funny. Oh, did I mention that we're sponsored by Debbie? Get your Debbie now. Chris Drummond's in the house. Big Chris dog. He only comes here when he has something he wants to say. So I bet you Chris is going to piss everybody off today. Mike says this is the new Romper Room. It kind of feels like it sometimes. Am I Miss Wendy? Was that her name? Miss Wendy? Anyways, we are on the path to St. Louis, brother. Guess who got his hotel room booked? Boom. Actually, I booked it, and then now I have to change my booking because I got from Friday night to Wednesday night thinking that I'd be there for 2 TV tapings. However, there is not going to be a TV taping in St. Louis. The TV taping will be in Nashville, which is, I think, a better idea anyways, because looking back when they did the TV tapings from the 75th, the energy levels dropped significantly. It got pretty stale. It looked bad. It didn't look good on TV, that's for sure. Holy crap, speaking of not looking good, your boy Jay needs a cleanup here. Fee's here! Holy Jesus! And I mean that in the nicest way. Fiona's here. I haven't seen Fee in a chat in a long time. What's going on, Fee? So yeah, I've got this plan to be in St. Louis for the 2 days of TV taping. I'm going to be in Nashville for the the pay-per-views in St. Louis, the TV in Nashville. I'm making these plans now, and I want you guys to make your plans to join me. There's going to be some cool stuff. I'm giving away stuff, like not great stuff, but like, I don't know, maybe a t-shirt, maybe a baseball cap, maybe something you can hang on your wall that says the Alliance. And you never know who is going to be to be at these shows. Mike, we're definitely going to chat about that. I see that you're in the house. You said that. Yeah, we're going to definitely talk about it. We've also got tapings in Nashville too. So if you don't make it to St. Louis, Mike, maybe you can make it to Nashville. But I'm waving all the flags. I'm trying to get everybody I know who would be interested in the show. It'd be fun. Raluca's in the house. All of a sudden, there's 2 females on my video right now, so the algorithm doesn't know what to think. What's going on here? But I assure you, these ladies, these wonderful human beings, are here on their own accord. No one's forcing them to, and they enjoy the NWA. And if you enjoy the NWA, this is the place to be, because that's what we do. We talk NWA every Tuesday right here on the pre-party. We get you warmed up for pro wrestling. Kayfabe Soup is in the house. Man, that just means we're making money now. We've got so many celebrities here in the chat. I'm just joking. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys being here. Tuesdays are always so much fun, especially when you guys take part in these weekly live streams. I always call it a podcast, but I think that's a bit of a misnomer, because this show specifically, I don't put it up for audio consideration later. If you're not here in the live stream, the only place to go watch it later is back on YouTube. However, the Alliance guys, once that show's over, we upload it, we feed it to all the podcasting sites. So if you ever miss an episode of the podcast of the live stream on Thursdays, it's always available on all of your popular streaming platforms, including iHeartRadio. Yeah, we're moving up in the world. And Dow is here. Yes. Cool. I made it so they have a show today for NWA, I guess. I wanted to make last ones, but not been feeling great with the stomach and digestion. Dixie Darlings from WoW is still around. When you say Dixie Darlings, I'll be honest, I'm not super familiar with the WoW roster. In fact, I know two ladies on that WoW roster. Well, I mean, I know one, right? Like I called her the wrong name. Reina Del Rey. My friend Ray's is just kicking ass over on WoW, and she is my plug, if you will, for WoW. I might be going to a WoW match in next month in August. Mike, no, tonight's supposed to be a live power. I mean, I've got graphics, bro. I've got graphics. There's some replays, but not replays, rematches from the pay-per-view. But these are also supposed to be live. I'm also streaming on TikTok, and someone just called me Kevin Owens. I don't know. I used to get mad at that, but now I just laugh at it. Maybe I'll come to the 75th dressed up like Kevin Owens and do some cosplay. But there's supposed to be some live wrestling tonight. We can get to that if you guys want to. Man, see, now there's 3 ladies in the chat. Hello, the algorithm. Now we have reached the woman side of YouTube. I love it. Jamming Music Man is here. Dow says Chella was in the NWA recently with Heather Monroe. Oh yeah. Raylyn, you are correct. She does wrestle in. She is predominantly featured in WoW. I don't know what the whole deal is with that roster. I've spoken to a person on that roster who said that they're not able to work other television wrestling shows. So I don't know if WoW doesn't consider NWA television, the YouTube show. I don't know. Or maybe her contract is structured differently. I don't know. But, your boy Jay, who does fantasy booking from time to time, I really think that if the NWA had some foresight and had a little bit more ambition, and I don't mean to sound like a cranky pants over here, I really don't, but why not invite the women of WoW to an episode of Empower? Hell, let's do a pay-per-view crossover, WoW versus the NWA. And I know what you're saying. Whoa, Jay. What's the point in that? Look, women's wrestling is at an all-time high right now. You've got WWE, who's got some of the best women wrestlers. You got AEW with some tremendous women wrestlers. You've got Impact with some tremendous women wrestlers. But look at the NWA. Look at some of our talents right here. I mean, look. We've got the one-time women's world champion, Kamille. I don't know that anyone's going to take the title off of her. I think at some point she might get bored and just take it off and hand it to Billy and say, I'm on to bigger things. I don't know that anyone's ever going to beat Kamille for that title. You've got Kenzie Page, who was literally born and bred in the business of professional wrestling. She is your women's television champion. She's a former tag team champion. The only obstacle that's standing in front of her to becoming a triple crown in the NWA is Kamille. You've got Natalia Markova, who wrestles all around the world. I mean, she was part of the World is a Vampire tour, making stops in Australia and Mexico. I'm sure she'll be on the shows in the U.S., but also she's getting booked by AAA too. Her and Kamille both. And then, of course, you can't forget about M95, Maddie, and Misa Kate. I mean, that's a great tag team right there. And I look at all these talents, and I'm like, there's no room for crossover here? You wouldn't get some fresh matchups for WoW? You wouldn't get fresh matchups for the NWA? The spotlight that WoW would get from working with the NWA? We would all tune in. Maybe not. Okay. Maybe we don't tune in specifically to their shows, but if you told me that Kamille was going to be on next week's episode of WoW, I would be watching next week's episode of WoW. You're telling me Ella Envy and Kenzie Page are going to come in and challenge the tag team champions of WoW? I'm going to tune in and check it out. I don't know. Anyone disagree with me on that? Am I crazy for that one? I don't know. I'm talking about WoW, and this is an NWA podcast. But you got to think outside the box, and that's something that Billy Corgan has said he plans on doing, is doing things a little bit differently, right? And he's worked with AEW, and they had some pretty good results with the Empower pay-per-view, but after the fact, it seems like there's a lot of hard feelings, maybe on both sides. I don't see them working with Impact in the foreseeable future. That's where Nick Aldis is. That's where Mickey James is. What's the likelihood that we'll see an Impact NWA crossover? Not likely. I don't think so. They're not going to do anything with United Wrestling Network outside of maybe some stars will go to Memphis and some stars will go to the NWA. I don't see a big crossover there. Sure, MLW's still out there. Hell, MLW just drafted Matt Cardona. You could do something with them. But if we're going to be original and do something off of the unbeaten path, WoW is right there. And it's not like WoW is a sinking ship. It's not like it's a bad business. I mean, they're doing tapings this month or next month in August at the in downtown Los Angeles. A venue that if the NWA could get would look beautiful. Beautiful. I'm not holding my breath for that, by the way, but yeah. I'm going to read some of your comments because I've been kind of ignoring you guys, and I apologize for that. But, sometimes I like to get off what's on my mind. So James H. Jackson says the women, I put it up on the screen. The women are crushing it in the NWA, both B fan base and the wrestlers. Jammin' Music Man says, I didn't think there was an NWA Power episode, but I just saw that there is. Awesome. Yeah, they're back to it, guys. They I want to say this without sounding like a jerk, right? Every other wrestling promotion in the world can film something live and turn around and have that available the next day. The NWA is at least that good. I'm sure they could have had something ready to go on Monday if they wanted to, but they're going to have it today, which I think is great. And then somebody else just asked me if has anyone ever told me I look like Kevin Owens? Yes. Yes, they have. Quite regularly, actually. Yeah, Kevin Owens. I get it a lot, and that's okay. It's okay. Kevin Owens is a perfectly respectable looking man. Okay, he's a former world heavyweight champion. There's no bad thing about that. Dallas says, I think Kamille will keep the title until she leaves for the WWE. Probably. Maybe Maddie can win over her. Maddie's a different answer. Kathy says I can pass as his twin. I mean, it's funny because Kevin Steen, when he used to wrestle for Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, used to wear a singlet and kept his hair short and had no facial hair. And at the time, I also had no facial hair, and I was a lot younger man, a lot healthier, a lot better in shape, and we looked similar even back then. So, yeah, I don't blame you for saying it. I don't think I could be his twin, though. Oh, the battery's dying. But, yeah, there are some matches that we're going to get tonight for NWA Power. For those of you who don't know, now you know. Of course, live on YouTube at same bat time, same bat channel. And, of course, some of the interesting matches we've got tonight. Sorry, just fixing the camera. Some of the interesting matches we have tonight are a non-title between La Rebelion and the Brothers of DisFUNction. Now, I happened to lose the page that I was on, but it was cool, man. I was reading about Mecha Wolf, who, if you guys don't know this, was actually born in Puerto Rico, right? He's a Puerto Rican. He moved with almost nothing to Chicago to try to make it in this crazy world we call pro wrestling. And when he got there, as things tend to happen, he at one point found himself without a place to stay. And it's really cool that he had some friends and some family members, excuse me, not family members, friends come in and say, hey man, you could stay with us. And those friends happen to be the Brothers of DisFUNction. So tonight, when they step into the ring together, you know, this is these guys have known each other for such a long time. They've been family for, not family, but they've been friends so close for a very long time. And although it's a non-title match, I bet you're gonna see a very motivated and a very excited Mecha Wolf. So we'll have to see how that all plays out here. Now I'm having issues with my camera, so you'll have to bear with me for just a second. And if it doesn't work here in a minute, I'm gonna have to get on the phone here. What's going on? Oh, come on. It's always fun when this happens live. So be it. Let's see. Sorry for the delays, guys. Give me just a second. Oh boy. Can you guys hear me? How about now? Can you hear me now? And I'm just trying to find a place to put this. This looks great. Oh man. Oh. So, anyways,
yeah, we're gonna have a not live, but episode of Power tonight, and
yeah, that loud sound was just my computer getting broken. No worries. Man, this sucks. Sorry, guys. Oh man. All right, let's see. Let's see. What did I come up with? Can you guys see me? How awful is this? Oh, that's terrible. Oh, I can't be like that. How about that? Just shove some stuff underneath it. Probably not my car key. That's probably a bad idea. How's that? Is that any better? It's gonna have to do, guys. Sorry. Jay Owens, yeah. All right, let me get to some more of your comments. Oh man, I hate this. This looks terrible. Oh, okay. So let's see. I don't like the fact that it keeps zooming in on me. Dow says, I don't know if Corgan gets along with WoW or AJ Lee or any of them really. Raylan has Chella as Chella's on almost every single episode, so her working for them recently might be a good sign. I mean, I just think I think it's a misnomer. Someone in the Twitch TikTok channel just asked me if I like wrestling. Yes, I do. So that's why we're here talking about it. And oh man, that camera angle is so awful. I apologize. Steve G says, wow, WoW has really good talent right now, very overlooked. I agree, man. I agree. And I think they have a lot of potential too. Dow says, supposedly Billy Corgan made women TV title for that one from the Hex who left for Impact, so I can't see them working together. MLW, they had a few title defenses on NWA pay-per-views. Yeah, the Hex aren't even really an Impact at this point, and I think you're talking about Allison Kay. Allison Kay, I mean, I don't think there's I don't think Allison Kay is going to be leaving the NWA anytime soon. I think she is, excuse me. I don't think Allison Kay will be coming back to the NWA anytime soon, but I don't think she left on bad terms either. I think the fact of the matter is there just wasn't anything for her at the moment, and so they moved on, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know, that the thing about the NWA, and this is something that Billy was very adamant about from the very get-go, is that he would always prefer to have a roster that changes. And when you go back to the old territory days, the days of, you know, Classy Freddie Blassie. Wow, it took me a while to get that name. You know, the territory days, folks would just come and go all the time. Like it was never a thing, right? Like, you know, Freddie Blassie was a huge heel in the Los Angeles area, and as Sailor Fred, right? Then he goes to Georgia, in the Atlanta area. He gets over huge as a babyface. When he comes back to LA, you know, he takes on John Tolos, who is, you know, how do you spell wrestler? Tolos. He is the guy, the heel, the top heel in the company. So what happens when Freddie Blassie comes in? He goes face. They have a huge blood feud, and it draws like one of the biggest houses they had in that time frame. So yeah, I think it's all right for talent to come and go. I have no problem with that. Let's see. Mike says, I think yesterday was their last day of taping. Are you talking about for the NWA, Mike? Are you talking about for WoW? Or are you talking about for United Wrestling Network? What are you talking about? Jody says, finally, new power. Yeah, man. Look, this the systematic problem of taping quarterly is you just can't get enough. You can't get enough. You can't get enough content in. And if you're not making that content, what are people supposed to watch? And granted, maybe that's the idea. Maybe at some point they eliminate the weekly program and go back just to pay-per-views. There's nothing wrong with that. Remember, the Power has only been in existence since late October 2019. I mean, it started off as literally first episode, it was in October of 2019. If they decided to pivot and stop doing Power, I don't think that's the end of the world. Willie says, just don't show Tyrus. He's an embarrassment. I don't think you're gonna see Tyrus for a while. He wasn't in Chicago or Highland Park. And you know, as far as I can tell, he's not gonna be at the Boca Raton event either. Dallas says, I thought I seen you ref a few matches, so I don't know. Kevin Owens, it could be worse, like Rufus or Gilbert. That resemble or Harry Potter like that. Yeah, I don't look like those guys. If you're gonna say I look like Kevin Steen, I mean, it could be worse. James says, do they tape stuff for Power and USA or just Power episodes? I think they tape for both. I can't be 100% certain. They did 2 days of taping, and I got spoilers for the first block of tapings, and there's still a lot more content, a lot more matches. Remember, August is just around the corner, and if they end up broadcasting the Boca Raton show, which I think they will, there's a lot of content coming, you know? And then, of course, like, look, during the month of August, that's when the Smashing Pumpkins tour kicks off. who knows? They might turn around those not TV, the wrestling matches at the Pumpkins concert and make something out of that to supply content, which I think they should. Poor Ricky should have taken a better shot for his hair in the graphic. Let's see. Yeah, they could have done better with that. More of your comments. Dow says, Doink the Clown was really big even in the video games for the WWF. It's funny that you mentioned that, Dow, because I interviewed Doink the Clown, the original Matt Bourne, when I'm looking up at the camera, it's not even working. I interviewed Matt Bourne before he passed away, but probably close to a year before he passed away. And he was in a rough place, man, but he was the professional. He put the NWA over. He put the champions over. I think he did a phenomenal job, and I would like to get that audio up at some point on our podcast. It's not a clean audio, and I'd have to do some work with it. Hey, Angel, what's going on? Hear you now that you're clipping. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. I'm reading old comments. You guys can hear me okay? Okay. Yes. Okay. Yeah, you know what? That black eye is permanent. That doesn't go away. Unfortunately, yeah, it's just never. It's part of getting old, guys. I guess. I don't know. Mike says, Jay, I like your championship belts behind you. I got the same from JC Penney. Husky guys. Husky guys section. JC Penney. Jesus. Oh, Doty said, yes, shooting like a AAA style match right now. Allison Kay is in the United Wrestling Network. Yeah, she's working currently with Derby City, and I think I saw Marty Bell at the Championship Wrestling tapings in Irvine. Was it last Tuesday? Last Monday. So yeah, I mean, you're right. The Hex are technically working there, but I don't think they're working as a tag team. Chris says Allison is also in Ring of Honor. Chris says, and I make a statement, since the 75th is in the NWA's big show, they should have AAA involved. I agree, Chris. I 100% agree. In fact, it would be kind of cool to see them send one of their champions to defend the title. Maybe Commander. Not Commander, excuse me. Maybe Hijo de Vikingo, right? Who would he wrestle? Rhett Titus. I got it. Rhett Titus versus Vikingo. I think that's money. That would be a money match. That'd be like Mysterio and Dean Malenko. Who's with me on this one? Oh, that would be so good. All right, moving on. I don't think Corgan minds most who leave, as even Dexter Lemus wasn't before he went back to the WWE. Aldis is probably one of the few who I can't see coming back after that insinuation or Mickey James. Yeah, I'm not entirely convinced that you won't see Nick Aldis back in the NWA ring at some point. He was right. There was nothing left for him to do. What are you going to are you going to allow the NWA to use your name, your image to build up the next guy? Aldis is a young dude, but I don't think he was going to be involved in the title picture. So what's he supposed to do? He could stay and work in the NWA and put over everybody, or he could leave and try something different. He wasn't happy with the direction of the NWA's. News flash, buddy. Nobody was happy with the direction of the NWA. No, I take it back. I mean, there's still people out there who like gags, right? There's still people out there who think the NWA can do no wrong. Hell, we still got Tyrus as the world's heavyweight champion. That tells me everything I need to know. Maybe Nick was right. Man, I hate this angle. I'm sorry, guys. This is awful. It's the drizzling S word. See if I can fix it. Here, instead of freaking you guys out, let's look at this. We also have a women's match tonight. Natalia Markova and M95, Natalia Markova and Pretty Empowered. You guys hear me all right? All of a sudden I got deported. That's maybe not the right thing to say. Are you guys hearing me? I don't know what's going on anymore. That's awful. Yeah, so this thing is, I'm not having a great day, guys. I'm sorry. I'm trying. It's not working out very well. Oh, this is probably the worst episode ever, guys. I'm so sorry. I can't even do anything. There's nothing I can do. I've got nothing. Here, how about this? Let's try this. All right. Slightly better? I don't know. Slightly better? Any better? Oh, God. So sorry, guys. The camera went to crap and everything else went with it. You guys can hear me fine. Cool. Okay. Sorry. The camera, my regular camera that I used to talk to you guys, and now I'm putting my finger in front of this one, is not working. So hopefully you guys can hear me okay. Hopefully you can see me okay. Let's get to some of these matches before this whole thing falls apart on me. We've got, like I said, the Brothers of DisFUNction taking on La Rebelion, non-title match. That means that we're going to see almost anything right here. I want the La Rebellion to look strong as they walk into Crockett Cup. We need them to look strong before they walk into Crockett Cup. Because if they look anything, excuse me, not Crockett Cup, I said that twice, to the 75th anniversary show, because I feel like if they are anything but strong coming into the 75th, that probably means they won't be holding on to those titles for very much longer. Also in action tonight, now that my computer's frozen, hey, we're here somewhere. Also in action tonight, we've got Ricky Morton. We haven't seen Ricky Morton in a match in a while. A one-on-one match anyways, probably since, see, there it goes again. Can you guys hear me now? This isn't working, guys, and I'm apologizing in advance. Normally we have things much better, but it's not happening right now. Sean Mega's in the house. I gotta make this right because Sean Mega's here. I gotta get this working. Let's see. All right, wait. So let's see. How's this? Is this better? Is this any better? Is it worse? I've got just literally boxes in front of my desk here. Okay, we're gonna go with that. Whatever it is, this is it. I just read the comments. You guys are like, yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you fine. Yeah. Let's see. Okay. All right. Getting back to tonight's show. So yeah, we've got Ricky Morton taking on Koa Laxamana. Sorry, guys, I'm not very good with Polynesian names, Hawaiian names, Pacific Islander names. I hope I did it justice. This looks like it could be a fun match. I'm excited about it. Hope it turns out to be a good one. What am I talking about? It's Kerry Morton, guys. I just lied to you. I'm not a big Kerry Morton fan. I've heard a lot of good things about Koa Laxamana, but I'm not excited about Kerry Morton at all. Can't lie to you guys. We were talking about Kamille and M95 and Ruthie Jay taking on Natalia Markova, pretty empowered. Interestingly enough, that they have Natalia Markova in there and not Kenzie Page. It's interesting. Also, the other match we have scheduled for tonight, it's going to be a national championship. I could only imagine this is going to be our main event for the evening. And we have the team up of Thrillbilly Silas Mason taking on EC3 with Pollo Del Mar in Rebelion's corner, and that should be something exciting because we still need some conclusion to what happened at the pay-per-view. Now, it's interestingly enough that they're reconvening in a title match again. You would think that they would have this, an opportunity to have at least a sit down or a wedding counselor, marriage counselor, couples counselor, or something before they just throw this into a matchup again. Doesn't sound good for Pollo when Thrillbilly's saying that Pollo needs to be a good girl. So we'll see how that goes. So sorry, guys, that everything's kind of been going to shit today, and I don't normally cuss on here as often, but yeah, like even the phone is getting ready to die out on me, so we'll see how that goes. Sean Mega's in the house. That's cool. I'm gonna get to some comments now while this thing is still working. Let's see. That doesn't look good. That doesn't look good either. All right, let's see. So James says, to me these days, indies equals today's territories. I mean, yeah, but they don't recognize this an individual world champion. It's the same, but it's different, you know. Dow says, I think Dark Side of the Ring is back tonight. I noticed Women of Wrestling is on Vice after that now too. I see it's on another channel here Sunday. Yeah, it like for me, it's locally on our Viacom affiliate channel. James says maybe just do one show weekly versus Power and USA, so you have plenty of content to last. That's not a bad idea either. I think the I think it was initially a very ambitious plan to do 2 shows, and I think when you were doing Power on Fight, and it was some of those costs were offset by the Fight membership, I think that was better long term for the NWA. But yeah, it turns out yeah, I think since that plan has changed significantly, maybe their plan should change as well. Again, sorry for the and I see you guys saying it's not a big deal, but man, I feel so not good about this right now. Let's see. Velvet missed this taping due to the flu. That's 2 out of the last 3. At some point, that opens the door for others to permanently replace her. I did not hear that, James. I did not hear that she missed this tapings. So that's news to me. And hopefully she's okay. You know, I don't want anything ill to happen to her. I don't want her to be in a bad place. Dow says, I'd see Doink doing some of the indie shows, but not sure if it's Matt or as they have like 8 of them. Well, Matt passed away a while ago, but there was a point in time where suing people for that, the gimmick. So hopefully that's not the case. Sean Megan says, hope all is well. Sean, it would be well if this thing would start working. But thank you for being here. I'm just trying to keep the screen from even turning off now. See, and there it goes. There it goes. See, and then it just goes off like that. And I don't know how to make this any better. And let's try doing this. Yeah, that's not going to work. How about on top of the W? There we go. We'll go on top of the W. This is awful. Oh, nope. This is the absolute worst, guys. I am so sorry. Oh, Jesus. All right. So let's see. Velvet doesn't even need to be replaced. Just 2 commentators between Joe and Tim is okay. Even Joe doing Gordon solely by hosting the show by himself. I would love to see that while Tim returns to the ring. I don't know if we'll ever see Tim return to the ring, unfortunately. I don't know if maybe just the NWA doesn't see the value in it. But like he's still getting a great reaction in Texas. I don't know why they don't, but I don't know. You know, they have no problem putting Ricky Morton in the ring at his advanced stage. I don't know why. They don't allow Tim in the ring. Dow says, well, Chris Drummond, because she's the best thing they have as an option to win to make the streaker. Oh, okay. Dow, why would AEW have a non-contractor performer beat one of their top draws? Okay, that's a conversation you guys can have. Doty says seeing Psycho Clown at the Chase would be awesome. Yeah, I think that would be fun too. He had that really good match with Trevor Murdoch in Mexico City. I would love to see a little bit more of Psycho Clown. I got to see him once before in Tijuana at a Crash event, but I think he'd be a much more fun to watch today. Then Dow says, well, Nick took a pay cut he was making money as NWA pushed his health products, so he was making money from that aspect at least. I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna move forward because a lot of these are from a while ago. Let's see. Oh gosh, let's see. I don't get why NWA doesn't have CJ Russell, Christy James. It's really mind-boggling. CJ would be great in the ring. You're right. I don't know why that they continue to use her in the capacity that they do. Hopefully, it's a short-term thing. Willie says Haagen-Dazs ice cream is a weight gainer for Tyrus. Dow says I'd like to see Candy do more commentary. She's the best. Okay. I think there's a setting for owners save for the screen to stay on or not. Yeah, I'm sure there is, but oh, see, Mike is piling on. He said StreamYard. Gotta love it. This has nothing to do with StreamYard. This is me, man. This is my setup not being functional today, and I don't want to have the rest of the studio in the picture, so I gotta adjust you over here. It's my fault. Steve says, isn't Thrillbilly versus EC3 a repeat? No, Steve, it's a rematch. This is a rematch from a rematch from Crockett Cup. This is new content. Everything tonight is supposed to be new. Mike says, Doty, Tubby is the weight gainer for Tyrus. Either Billy or AAA hacked Jay's PC, so his camera becomes so awful. Yeah, I'm on my phone right now, which is one of the benefits of StreamYard, Mike. But yeah, my camera, I think the battery was not fully charged, and then it got messed up. So Dow says, I would have Pollo turn on Silas today to cost him his win if they still group or so. Otherwise, it's kind of odd to have them both have Booth then walk over. Yeah, I think part of it is with Silas Mason. Obviously, they see a lot of potential with what's going to happen next when it comes to the Southern Six. It's going to be a big deal. It's going to be fun. And I don't know if you can do the Southern Six with a manager like Pollo. I don't know if that works. But what would be a lot of fun is if they decided to replace Silas Mason for Pollo and give her a tag team to manage. And I've said it last week. I'm going to say it again. I think the best use for Pollo right now would to be a manage a tag team like the Spectaculars. They're kind of like a rudderless ship. They're not really doing much. Brady Pierce and Rush Freeman could be so much better than they're given the opportunity to do so. And I think as a tag team under the guidance of Pollo, I could really see them going places, at least more so than what I've seen with them and Rolando. So we'll see about that. Raluca, my friend, says we are here for the conversation and to engage in the ongoing discourse. It's okay if your beard isn't in high def today. My beard is in crappy def. I need to get a trim, but you can see the grays. What's funny is that my computer monitor behind me is like basically a TV. It's like a 32-inch TV. So I see it very clearly. Chris says, I want to see Thrillbilly as TV champion, not national champion. Well, Chris, sometimes you don't always get what you want, but you get what you need. I don't know. If I was controlling the NWA, which I'm not, and if Billy was taking my phone calls, which he isn't, already the overman, EC3, would be world's heavyweight champion. Or Chris Adonis would be the world champion, and EC3 would be chasing that title. I would have had Tom Latimer waiting in the wings as winning the Lucky Seven, and I would have no problem putting that national championship on Silas Mason. And I think that would be my top 10 right there. All right, so I'm going to skip back down to some of your comments. We're going to wrap things up here soon because he's the overman. That's right. Mike says, you saw, yes, Mike, quit busting my chops, bro. Dow says, I'd probably put Pollo with the Fixers if I had to put her with the team, as odd as that is. Look, if anyone can make it work, it's Pollo and the Fixers. I give the boss, Jay Bradley, all the credit in the world. They took a pretty ridiculous gimmick and turned it into something it works, man. The fixers worked, and then they oversaturated it, and I feel like it turned people off because we're getting fixers on the Power Surge. We have fixers on USA, and it got to be too much. And then the whole angle with Billy over the titles, it was stupid. But I do believe that Jay Bradley is a competent enough wrestler to make things work. I feel like Wrecking Ball does a good job of taking the lead. Excuse me, not taking the lead, but following the lead. And I feel like they could work too. But I think the Spectaculars are a tag team that have so much potential that it's completely unrealized. Completely. Doty says TV or National Thrillbilly should become champion this year. Doesn't matter which one. Look, I'm hoping by the 75th that that Thrillbilly is a champion of something. Now, if the the crazy thing is we don't know what's going to be happening with Tyrus. He's not a part of it. He wasn't at the TV taping, so we don't know how they're going to push him. We don't know how he's going to be viewed on these shows. So we don't even know how they're going to schedule an opponent for somebody who's not there. How do you build to that? How do you build a world title match without having Tyrus on TV? I mean, it's bad enough the dude hasn't defended it since Mexico City, right? No, take it back. He defended it at 3-1-2 against Adonis. And then nothing. Radio silence. So, EC3 the whole time was in the wings trying to get a match with Tyrus prior to the Crockett Cup. So hopefully that's the case. Hey, Roscoe's here. Roscoe, please don't look at this and say, hey, Jay's show is okay. It's normally looks so much better. I'm having so many tech issues today. We're just doing the best we can with what we got. Oh, my God. Wrestling with the MMA says he's got a strained jaw. Oh, God. Because he didn't beat Joey Chestnut's hot dog eating competition record. Willie says Tyrus has a second job in the float as the parades. Yeah, I got that one. Get the championship off Tyrus. He's making the NWA look like a joke. The problem is, guys, is the more we complain about it, Billy is more galvanized to keep the belt on Tyrus. And I don't see that changing. There's nothing that you can say or I can say that's going to change Billy's mind. It just is what it is at this point. I do not bust chops. I simply just tenderize till the point is across. Fair enough, Mike. Hopefully we will see what becomes of Pollo and Thrillbilly incident. Also see if Baby Doll was involved or not. I don't know anything about what you're saying. Maybe fixers will go back with that Carino dude who returned, as they seem to do well enough with him, kind of. I liked Colby and the fixers, but they served a purpose. I don't know if they can still serve that same purpose. Doty says, until Rolando's gets thrown under the bus, Spectaculars will be in limbo and no one will care. Yeah, again, hate it. But, Rush Freeman, look, I'm going to say this. Rush Freeman seems like a swell guy. He likes all my TikTok videos. He likes the YouTube videos. Man, that means he cares about the NWA because we have the best unaffiliated NWA podcast of record. And I put that up against anybody. Let's see. Dow says, I'm sure Tyrus is just taking his W or Tubby. I can't see it well enough to be ready for the next pay-per-view. Hey, it's Hisa. Hisa, that's a different name for you. Glad you're here. I'm having tech issues. That's why it looks so bad. I feel like I need to say that because it looks so bad. Roscoe, I am so sorry, brother. I hope it's not bad. When I got COVID, it kicked my ass. Like, I was out for a couple of, 2 weeks, and I felt every bit of it. But once it was gone, I felt great. Hope you recover quickly. If Tyrus cannot show his ass, just strip him from the championship and give it to EC3. Instead of giving it to EC3, I'm cool with them doing a mini tournament, a battle royal, a triple threat match, a ladder match. I don't give a shit. I've cussed way more today than I normally do. I don't care how they put the belt on somebody else. Just do it. Dow says, I've seen people complain about Kamille, so it's like there's always people who are not happy. Tyrus eventually will lose the title, then people will complain again. Yeah, and look, there is something to be said about the devil you know is worse than the devil you don't know, or better than the devil you don't know. I guess I butchered that. But Tyrus, to me, is not the guy you want representing your brand. And I get it. I get that he's saying, all the right things. Billy's like, hey, he's a heat magnet. Not a heat magnet. Nobody likes him. He's not a heat magnet. Let me see something. I just thought of something. What if I did this? What if I did this? Nope. Nope. All right. Well, it was worth a shot. All right. Roscoe says, I think the Spectaculars could be awesome if they went full-blown heel. Yeah, I mean, look, I don't even need them to go full-blown heel. I think you could get them over as baby faces, even if that's what you wanted to do. The problem is, it's just there's nothing going on with them. There's nothing spectacular about them. The wrestling has been okay. Promos are almost non-existent. When was the last time you saw Brady Pierce or Rush Freeman with a mic? James says, we need to say Tyrus is champion is good, so Billy will do the opposite. It might work. Oh, you know who'd make an awful champion is that Tom Latimer fella. He'd make an awful champion. Billy, you better not make Tom Latimer champion. I'll turn it off. Willie Bowen says diarrhea is better than Tyrus holding the 10 pounds of gold. Whew. Jeremy says, I do not want Tyrus showing his ass. No Tyrus ass, please. Dallas says, I just wish Matt Cardona didn't get himself injured. I really liked him as champ. Yeah, I feel like Matt Cardona was kind of playing the best of hits when he got to the NWA, and it was just like, hey, did you like what I did in GCW? Because I'm going to do the same exact thing here. Check it out. And that's what it was. So I don't care about Matt Cardona. He got drafted to Major League Wrestling. I hope that's where he stays. I hope he has a great career there. I hope he reinvents himself. I hope the WWE gets interested and hires him again. I just need him to stay away from the NWA. Roscoe says, I think Tyrus is like a big monster. You need someone who can slay the beast. Yes, I don't disagree with that. I just don't think he's the guy. I could be wrong. If you're going to use him, that's the way to use him, right? Like, that's the way to do it. But there's a lot wrong with Tyrus, and it's not anything to do with his political affiliation. You put him in the ring, and he doesn't wrestle well. He's old. Guys, he's 50, and it's not like he's 50 years old and he's in the best shape of his life. No, he's 50 years old, and he's like 100 pounds overweight, and his knees aren't great. And, like, you know, I'm not in the ring because I'm not a pro wrestler, guys. But I also know that I have limitations, and I know that I'm not the guy that should be in the ring. Tom Latimer looks like $1 million. Chris Adonis looks like $1 million. EC3 looks like $1 million. These guys could make money for Billy. Instead of us sitting here bitching about a guy who's out of shape, who can't wrestle, but is on Fox News every Friday night or whatever, I'd rather you put somebody in the ring who I could respect and could get behind. You know, face, heel, whatever. I don't care. Just believable. And yeah, to Roscoe's point, yeah, Tyrus is a beast, dude. And if he looked me straight in the eyes and he socked me in my face, I would probably go down. He's a big dude. He's strong, sure. But does he still look that competitive with a real pro wrestler? Have you guys seen Rush Freeman lately? That dude's been hitting the gym hard. Rush Freeman looks like a better representative of a wrestler than Tyrus. Dallas says, I'll admit I feel bad for Tyrus for the WrestleMania match. He got pulled, then walked out only to come back, have to show ID. Yeah, well, I don't feel bad for Tyrus. Okay, the dude's a millionaire. He's good. I don't think the Ill-Begotten ever got really close to potential either. I feel like they pulled the plug on the Ill-Begotten way too soon. They changed it up way too fast. They had a lot of potential there. Now says, I can see Tom Latimer making it as champ, but he might have issues outside the ring, but would make a power couple with Kamille. Yeah, look, there's a lot of speculation, rumors. He's owned up to it. He's apologized. I don't know what more he can do to make that right, but he certainly deserves opportunity. That guy's kept his nose clean, and he's been working hard. He's a guy that I think represents the NWA very well. Roscoe says, Matt Cardona was a terrible champ. He was a joke. I felt like Cardona was just playing up to the hits. I don't feel like he did anything innovative. I don't think he put anyone over. The only person he put over was Rolando. And again, like, what? Why are you putting over that guy? He's a comedy act. He's not going to be world champion. You're not building him up for anything. I like Matt Cardona, Long Island. He had a good run with Chelsea Green when he was there too. Yeah. Chris says Psycho Clown for NWA World Champion. I mean, the last NWA World Champion who wore a mask and was Mexican was Blue Demon Jr., and that was about 20 years ago. 18 years ago. Willie says Coward Cardona and stunt double for. Not going to say that. Willie can't say that. Dow says I like Matt a lot more than Trevor, who I can't stand for many reasons. So now they complain about Tyrus after Minnie did Cardona. Well, look, no one's going to be 100% happy. And I'll be honest, I'll take Cardona right now over Tyrus, but that doesn't mean I like Cardona at all. In fact, I would take Nick Aldis over all of them. And I'm not a big Nick Aldis fan. You've been following the show for a while. Dodie says, loving or hating Tyrus, if he's champion, he should act as one. Everyone knows if the championship cannot defend his title, we know what he should do. That's true, man. 100%. Yes, Roscoe, it was something, but what did it benefit? How many more people started watching the NWA because of it? How many more people bought tickets to their shows or ordered the pay-per-views or bought Tyrus merch or bought the NWA merch or bought replica titles? Anything. Show me any shred of evidence that that was a good move for the NWA, that it moved the needle one way or the other, and I'll apologize. I'll say it right now. If it brought more eyeballs to the NWA and they turned into fans, awesome. If it was just a stunt casting for Gutfield and friends, then who cares? Jeremy says the day I had to take off work because I rode my skateboard the day before and I was too sore to walk, I stopped riding my skateboard. Jeremy gets it. Father Time is undefeated, guys. And look, Tim Storm was 15, had a hell of a run with the World Heavyweight Championship. But Tim Storm could get in the ring and wrestle. He looked like an actual wrestler. Just saying. Roscoe, I think you're lying, man. I think you're trolling me. You cannot say you've enjoyed his matches. Was it the time where he struggled to body slam Mims? Was it the time that he finished a match with the Oriental Spike? Come on. Look, I'm teasing more than anything, Roscoe. You're entirely allowed to cheer and boo for whoever you like. I'm just not super excited about him. Apparently, people did go to the shows as fans of Tyrus' last pay-per-view. That's what I heard anyways. I wasn't there. I wasn't at Crockett Cup. I wasn't at 312. I will say this, that there was a positive reaction for him in Shamlet. But he was also being billed as a hometown hero, so maybe that was true. Corgan is not trying to get the NWA on TV, I think, or has something in the works. Who knows? I'll see if he. Oh, I'm sorry. You said he is. Yeah, he's been trying to do that for like 5 years now. And like, look, I hope he gets it. I hope it happens. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. YouTube hasn't been awful to them. Dodie says, Tyrus looks okay if he's paired against a big man as big as him. I enjoyed his match against Trevor in the 74. We need more big man. I liked their match at 74. I thought that was good. I think that's the best version of Tyrus we've seen. I don't think we've seen a better version of Tyrus since. Dow says he misses James Storm. Dodie says Cyrus the Destroyer for NWA. I'm not super up on my All Japan. Dodie, you're going to have to put some links in the Discord so we could check it out. Dow says, I kind of like the question mark. You know what? I had nothing wrong with the question mark. I thought the question mark did a great job. But I wouldn't want him to be world champion either. And my hat's crooked. My mustache is crooked. Dave Scooby says Tyrus is champion in name only. Defend the belt or move on. Yeah, agree. Well, guys, it is by my clock here. It's 2:58, which means I think now is an adequate time to end the show. This is awful. I feel so bad that this is what I gave you guys today, but I appreciate you being here. 13 of you have been rocking this chat all day. I appreciate you. Everyone who is here, again, you make my Tuesdays great. Even with the frozen computer, even with the frozen telephone, cell phone, trying to get stuff going, you guys pick me up. I appreciate you. I really do. St. Louis, we're about a month and a half away. If you are planning to be there, join our Discord forum now. Join it. We're trying to set up buying blocks of tickets together. We're trying to hang out. We're trying to do some team building stuff because we are a team. We are family. We are the Alliance, guys. It's not just me. It's us. A win for me is a win for us. I hope you guys will be a part of it. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So I hope you guys will join us for that. Again, that's in a couple of weeks. Just trying to get the camera on at this point. I'll read some more of your comments, and then we're going to call it a day. Eli Drake, let me talk to you. Would have been a good world champ. They dropped the boat on that. We could talk about a whole episode of champions they dropped the boat on. He's definitely one of them. Dow says, I had a lot of mishaps today and in general, too. Yeah, this was worse. Dodie says, relax. Your camera is still better than AAA. Thank you, Dodie. Dodie's my guy. You guys don't know that I've known Dodie. Well, I've never met Dodie in person, but we've been acquaintances, internet friends for close to like 16 years. I've known Dodie about as long as I've known Jaden and DKM. So Dodie's my buddy. When there's earthquakes in Indonesia, I message him because I like him a lot. James says, Corrigan says he has good news regarding the TV deal that will get people talking. I'm so excited. Can't wait for the announcement. I'm going to hold my breath on it until we see. And then Mike says, yes, and I'm the unwanted uncle. You're only unwanted when you start touching people inappropriately. Like my uncle. Anyways, that's going to do it, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Of course, Wednesday. The other Alliance guys, Tim, Dave, Scooby, Jeremy, they'll be talking United Wrestling Network. They'll be talking about Memphis, Championship Wrestling, and Derby City, as well as the NWA. I know there's some fantasy booking. I think part of the discussion is going to be something about like where the NWA fits if they do get a TV deal. So that will be a fun discussion. At least I'm interested to hear what Dave Scooby thinks of where they might land. And then, of course, the Alliance guys, the premier flagship of the Alliance-Wrestling.com. We go live on Thursday at 5 p.m. On the West Coast, 8 p.m. Eastern, and we'll be talking about Power and the march to the 75. Chris is feeling a little left out. I've known Chris as long as Jaden and DKM. And a couple times we almost met up. When I went to Philly, he was in Vegas. When I was in Vegas, he was in Philly. So we'll see. One of these days it's going to happen. Maybe Chris and I will meet up for the Smashing Pumpkins out here in California. I don't know. Is that too far of a drive for you, Chris? We'll see. Mike says, I'm in as an unwanted, not like creepy. Yeah. And then Dow is also an uncle. So that's cool. You guys are uncle. I was an uncle when I was like 7 years old, but that's a story for another time. Guys, I'm getting out of here. I'm tired of holding the phone. Until next time, I'll see you at the matches. Thanks for checking out the pre-party, a presentation of Alliance-Wrestling.com. You should hit that subscribe button and join our community. I also want to remind you that we recap NWA Power every Thursday at 8 p.m. in the live stream. We try to stay social, so find us at the Alliance blog. And until next time, we are the Alliance.